Hello, hello. We are back for the next game of the Collegiate Cup. We just saw the ASU Sun Devils with a thumping win over GWU. It's moments back. Now we have the University of Georgia at Athens, the champions of the South, versus the University of Michigan, who qualified from the Midwest. This promises to be a mouth-watering clash here. We got the first ball coming up. Oh, appeal for LBW. And what a first ball. What a start to this game. Got the MVP of the Midwest Championship, Lohit, taking on the MVP of the Southern Championship, Rishi. And Nitish, who played for the USA in the Under-19 World Cup and scored a century as well. What a clash. The clash of champions here. Lohit running in again. Oh, pulled away. Has he found the gap? Not quite. Finally gets around to it, but they'll come back for two. The Georgia Bulldogs just losing one game in that Southern Championship. Playing some terrific cricket throughout. Lohit running in again. Flicked away for a single. What a fine Lohit has been. Just a terrific bowler. Swings it both ways at pace. And he can do more than enough with the bat as well. A crucial part of this Michigan team. Lohit to Rishi again. Two MVPs facing off. And driven to mid-off for a single. It's a good start from Lohit so far. Just 5 off the over with 2 balls to go. Nitish back on strike. This is a really powerful opening combination that the Bulldogs have. Oh, sliding down leg. Appeal for caught behind, but it's given wide by the umpire. Nothing on that. Lohit, I reckon, looking to bring that one back into the right-hander, but just doing a bit too much. The idea is good, though. He'd like to start it around the 4th stump line, I reckon. Oh, this time, short and wide, missing out on the cut there, the batter. Taking that one away with the angle is Lohit. Last ball is over. Oh, sliding down leg, flicked away. Straight to fine leg though, it'll just be a single. A good start from Lohit, just 7 off of it. The Georgia Bulldogs, 7 for no loss in 1. The Michigan Wolverines winning the toss and electing to bowl first, putting the Bulldogs into bat. Interesting to see how that decision shapes up. Anirudh, the new bowler, into the attack. A full driven right back. He's one of their key bowlers as well as Anirudh, along with Lohit. It's the batting power play, remember, only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle for the first 3 overs. So this is where the batters will be looking to target the bowlers. With the ball moving around, that brings an opportunity. Short and wide, looks to cut. An under edge and another dot. 2 dot balls to start the over. The pressure on the batter already. He's played 6 balls as Nitish for his 4. Another good delivery on a good length around that 4th stump line and just guided for a single. It's an excellent start from Anirudh. He's found his length very early here. Sliding down leg, looking to whip it to the leg side but missing it. Another dot. This is a very disciplined start here from the Michigan Wolverines bowlers. They've hit that hard length, not been too full or too short, and it's been tough for the batters to get away. Oh, that's not timed. That's not timed. And it's taken by mid-off. That is a huge, huge wicket. It's the most valuable player of the Southern Championship, Rishi Pandey, who has to walk back for just 1. And that is a massive wicket for the Michigan Wolverines. Good length delivery again. Splice of the bat. No timing. And a diving catch from mid-off. And you can see what it means to this Michigan team. It's a huge wicket. It's Rishi who has to walk back for just 1. And a terrific start for the University of Michigan. It's 8 for 1. A big, big wicket that. It's a massive, massive wicket. Anirudh, just 1 run off the over and the big wicket. Last ball. He's going to have to re-bowl that. But what an over it's been. He's giving nothing away to the batters. Keeping it at that back of a length. It's not too full to drive or too short to cut or pull. And the pressure that just built up resulted in the fall shot from the batter. And got the wicket. Last ball. He's going to have to re-bowl that again. Looking to shape it away from the right-hander, but just starting it a bit too wide. Akhilesh, the new batter in. He has a job to do here. The star batter is back in the pavilion pretty early. They're going to need someone else to do the heavy lifting in this innings. Oh, stepping out. What happened there? Missing it altogether. And he's on the floor. Not too sure what quite happened there, but at the end of the day, it's a dot ball. And a terrific over from Anirudh comes to an end. Just 3 runs off of it, and the big wicket of Rishi. The end of 2, the Georgia Bulldogs are 10 for 1. Right, 10 for 1 and 2. And first signs of spin for the University of Michigan. Interesting to see. They're not bowling Lohit out here. He got to swing both ways with the new ball, but I reckon they're saving one of his for the death. Cut away into the gap. And that races away to the boundary. Pushed it through to the bowler. But Akhilesh up to the task, rocking back on the back foot really quickly. And finding that gap on the offside through the covers for 4. It's the last over of the power play. The field will spread out after this over. So they're going to have to look to take advantage of only 2 fielders being outside the circle. Deep mid-wicket and long on, the 2 fielders back. So you think he's going to be closer to the body and not give any width to the batter. Any width would mean the batter can just extend his arms and go over the top. Oh, he goes straight down the ground to the right of mid-off and way wide of long on for 4 more. It's a good start to the over from Akhilesh. 2 good-looking positive shots. This one goes over the bowler's head. Could it have been a catching opportunity if he jumped? Timed his jump right. But not to be, and that's 2 fours now for Akhilesh. I beg your pardon, it's Nitish, the batter. Oh, and he goes over mid-off's head again for a hat-trick of boundaries. And Nitish is on fire at the moment. Full ball tossed up, and he goes over mid-off again for 4 more. This is exactly the kind of over the University of Georgia would have wanted to end this power play. And Mustafa just not quite finding his length here. Thought the first ball was good, but a terrific shot. Now he's just been over pitching it a bit too much. And this time short. Oh, but straight to the fielder. I reckon he'd feel he's missed out there as Nitish. There's a short ball there to be cut away, but just can't quite find the gap on that occasion. A short and wide, lofted, over the covers for 4 more. Another poor delivery from Mustafa. Too short, too wide. And Nitish had all the time in the world to just wait for it. Get on the back foot and just pick his spot. And with no fielder back deep on the offside, that's just a free hit for the batter pretty much. Nitish off to a really good start here. 21 from just 12. And this is danger signs for the Michigan Wolverines. Last ball of the power play coming up. 16 off this over already. A short. Oh, that was so close. An under edge. And how close was that to hitting the stumps? Quicker through the air. Short. Oh, and I think he just batted it away at the end to make sure it didn't get back on the stumps. Smart awareness from the batter, but that was not far off at all. The end of 3, the Georgia Bulldogs 26 for 1. It's been a really good start from the Michigan Wolverines, you'll feel like. Gotta say the Georgia Bulldogs probably with the upper hand in this contest coming in. But the Michigan Wolverines are showing that they can more than just compete. They can really challenge this Bulldogs team, and that they're here to win, and that they can challenge and beat any team. It's lovely to watch, and we have a really good contest on our hands. New ball into the attack is Day, and that's a stunning, stunning shot to greet him. Not a bad delivery, a bit of width, back of a length, but just beautifully guided by Akhilesh into the gap between backward point and third man for his first boundary. A beautiful looking shot. Right there under pressure straight away with the boundary off the first ball. Oh, looking to repeat that again. A huge appeal for caught behind, but the umpire remains unmoved. Looking to play a similar looking shot, but I reckon this one was slightly too close to cut. Moving back in with the arm, with the angle, and I think just going over the bat. The bowler seemed convinced that it was out. The umpire didn't think there was an edge on that. It's a good delivery, good comeback from Da. Oh, short and wide again, this time too wide. It's not a bad length, but can't give that much width. That's just too easy for the batters. Needs to be closer to the stumps, especially when he has deep square leg and deep mid-wicket back on the boundary. His protection is more on the leg side, and he wouldn't want to give too much width. Oh, edged away. That's racing. That is racing away the boundary. This is an electric outfield. And you get value for your shots. Interesting to see if he opened the face of the bat at the last moment there. Might have just opened his face of the bat at the final moment. And that races away. Smartly done, especially with third man being slightly wider. Just played it fine and got the boundary. So 2 boundaries and 3 legal deliveries so far. And Akhilesh with a couple of good, deft touches to get himself going. Right, how does Day respond? Oh, slap down the ground. Was that a catching opportunity though? A drop catch from Day. He had the chance to break this partnership. Nitish on strike now. On a beautiful shot. Probably one of the shots of the day. Drills it through the covers for 4. And it races along the carpet for 4. What a shot. Full ball. And that is a commanding shot. Just all along the ground, in the gap. That's a thing of beauty from Nitish to get his 5th boundary. He's looking really, really dangerous here. And after the loss of his opening partner very early, he's ensuring that they're still off to a good start and are looking towards a really good total. Last ball of the over. Punched into the offside. This time the fielder comes around to it and keeps it to 1. The Georgia Bulldogs, 41 for 1 and 4. Short and wide, drilled into the offside, and it'll just be a single. Right, both these batters looking good at the moment. And 2 massive overs in the last 2 overs, 31 coming off them, just to put the Bulldogs in a really good position. Amog, the new bowler, into the attack. Nitish, 27 from just 16. Striking at 169. Akhilesh on strike right now, though. He drags the ball, angling into the leg side, and they come back for 2. Excellent running between the wickets. That's the kind of running you'd want to see to try and convert 1s into 2s and just put extra pressure on that bowling side, apart from the boundaries you score. Brilliant stuff. Remember, Nitish played in the Under-19 World Cup and scored 100 for the United States there. So just the opportunity for these players to interact with someone who's played at that level is just something truly special. And you're seeing that here at the Collegiate Cup in the CCL. Just lovely stuff. And the learnings that these college players get out of talking to such quality players and picking up things from their game is just something truly special, and the Collegiate Cricket League is offering that through this wonderful tournament. A full ball driven, there is long off, and it'll trickle down to him for a single. This live broadcast of the Collegiate Cup, hosted by the Collegiate Cricket League, is made possible only by supporters of college cricket and viewers like you. Your contributions help bring the vision of college cricket to life by elevating student athletes and making live coverage, commentary, and new opportunities possible for the global cricket community. If you're enjoying this and would like to help us grow the game we love so much, please consider making a contribution at www.collegiatecricket.com. Once again, that is www.collegiatecricket.com. Even your smallest contributions can make the biggest impact in growing college cricket around the United States. And we can just get so much more talent out of the college level. similar to what we're seeing here. We can do that so much more with your contributions. So we'd love if you could help us grow this league and bring out so much more talent across the country and help the United States become a bigger power in the cricketing field. We've already seen so much talent on show in the regionals, and we're just going to be seeing more in this collegiate cup. At the halfway point of the innings, the Georgia Bulldogs are 48 for 1. Michigan has definitely done a tremendous job in keeping Georgia in check. They'd want to continue doing that for the next 5 overs, although it won't be easy with both these batters set and still 9 wickets remaining. They're looking to launch now. Here are the University of Georgia batters, and they have the platform to do so now to really cash out on the last 30 deliveries. Looks like it's going to be Anirudh to bowl out though. Bowled a terrific first over. It's not going to be easy to score against him. I think it's a good move to bring him on here when the batters are looking to launch, to try and maybe break this partnership and get a new batter out there. I think it's good captaincy to bring him in. Anirudh running in. Oh, just sliding down leg there. Wayward delivery. He's going to have to re-bowl that. Anirudh running in again. Oh, looks to be a slower one. He's not got enough on that. And it's taken by the fielder at long off. Excellent change of pace from Anirudh. And he picks up the wicket. Just what he was asked to do when given the ball by his captain. Break this partnership. And he does so brilliantly. Lohit taking a comfortable catch. And Akhilesh, the batter, who's been dismissed. A massive wicket in the context of the game. And the Georgia Bulldogs are now 50 for 2. Akhilesh gone for 14. Right, this game is very, very well poised here. Michigan Wolverines are certainly playing really well to keep this powerful Georgia batting under control. Pranav, the skipper, the new man in, 50 for 2. They're off to a good start, but they need to make sure they don't throw it away here. The University of Georgia. It's important that they convert the start and get a good score out of it to try and put this game beyond Michigan's reach. But it's not going to be easy against some quality bowlers. Anirudh running in again, looking for one more. Oh, sliding down leg. It's a bit too much again. He's looking for that magic ball to try and knock the poles over. But regardless, he's been bowling brilliantly here, Anirudh. 2 wickets. Getting 2 key batters out. You bet he's looking for one more here to really open this game up wide. Oh, and he's so close. Has he edged it? Keeper certain. But not given by the umpire. He stays unmoved. But a good delivery there. Full. Swinging back in. Through the batter. And he almost got another one there, did Anirudh. Oh, driven beautifully. A slight misfield. But it's kept to 1 run. Good looking punch though from Pranav to get off the mark. It'll give him some confidence, timing the ball like that pretty early on in his innings. But that puts Nitish back on strike. He's looked really good so far. You got to think he has to stay there for the bulk of this innings for his side to put up a good total. Oh, flicked away. Is it in the gap? Yes, it is. A slight misfield from the fielder in the deep. An elegant looking shot from Nitish, showing off why he's one of the best batters to watch out for in this tournament. Slightly angled down leg and just flicked away. It's pure timing. And it goes to the boundary. Moves to 32 now, does Nitish. And he's continuing to impress. His 6th boundary. He's relied on his timing throughout this innings, and it's worked to his advantage. A short and slammed through the covers for another quality hit to the boundary. Back-to-back fours to end the over. The Georgia Bulldogs 60 for 2 and 6. What a shot. Just too short, too wide there from Anirudh. Overcompensating for the previous ball. And it's bludgeoned through the covers for 4. No half measures there from Nitish. And he's batting like a dream out there. 7 fours. Batting at 180. He's carrying this Bulldogs outfit to a competitive total here. 60 for 2 and 6. How many more can they manage from the back 4? New bowler into the attack. Beg your pardon, it's Amog from the previous over who's continuing. Angling too wide there was Amog. Flicked away straight to short mid-wicket though. Right, this is the phase of the innings where the Bulldogs will want to capitalize on. Just a shade under 4 overs left and 8 wickets in hand. Pinch a quick single, but this is good bowling. Fielder slipping while trying to get the ball there. This is good bowling, back of a length, cramping the batter for room, not giving too much width as well. Amog started this over off well. There again, it's that back of a length delivery, in and around that off stump, middle stump line, not giving the batter anything to work with. This is a good length he's hitting, and he's not giving the batters any space to free their arms either. It's an excellent start from Amog. Just 4 runs off the first 4 balls. That brings Nitish back on strike though. Nitish has found the boundary regularly in this innings. Can he find another one here? Short ball pulled away, but straight to the fielder. There's a big gap between deep square leg and deep mid wicket. Could have put that anywhere between those two fielders, but just finding the fielder in the deep on this occasion. Just 5 off this over so far though. A terrific one in the context of this game. Can he finish it well though without conceding the boundary? No, he can't. No fine leg in place. And if you slide down like that, you just need to get some bat on it, and Pranav does so. And it races away to the boundary on this quick outfield. A terrific over, spoiled by that boundary off the last ball. 9 off of it. Still not a bad one for the bowling side, you'd say. At the end of 7, the Georgia Bulldogs are 69 for 2. Looking for a flourish in the death. Oh, lofted. Has he got enough on it? Just over, long off. Oh, that was so close. But Nitish with his first maximum there. Full ball. Slapping it and just over, long off. He thought he had a chance to blow it at the boundary. But it goes over his outstretched hands. And the first maximum for Nitish. He moves to 44. Oh, looks to flick. An appeal, but I think sliding down leg. That gets Pranav back on strike. I reckon the Michigan Wolverines will just be happy with Nitish off strike, because he's set. He's been out there for 26 deliveries. He just knows these conditions now after being out there. So they'd want the relatively newer batter on strike for more balls with the bowling side. And flicked away and picks up a quick single. And Nitish back on strike now. 1 hit away from what would be a stunning half century. After the fall of an early wicket, he's made sure that they've kept their cool and they're going towards a good score. Oh, goes over the top again. He hasn't got enough on this. Oh, but it goes between the two fielders. Lands in no man's land, and Nitish survives. Living a bit dangerously here the last couple of deliveries. But he's still out there, and that's what matters for the University of Georgia team. Oh, that's way down leg. Well done by the keeper to get there and avoid buys. Especially because there's no fine leg. If he wasn't able to get there, it was probably racing to the boundary. So some good keeping there. 79 the score now. Last ball of the over. Nitish one boundary away from what would be a great 50. He's not going to get it there. It'll just be a single to end that over. So a good one for the batting side. 12 off of it. And at the end of 8, the Georgia Bulldogs are 80 for 2. They'd love to try and get 25 to 30 off these last 2 overs to try and push towards that 110, which would be a really competitive total. The pitch is a pretty good one, but runs on the board is always something desirable. 81 for 2. Nitish on 47. The good thing for the Bulldogs is that he'll be on strike for the start of the penultimate over. But it might not be easy against Lohit, who's been terrific for the Wolverines. First in the Midwest Championship and bowled a terrific first over as well with the new ball. He's back now for the death. Can he limit the damage and potentially remove Nitish as well? It's a mouth-watering contest between these two coming up. Who will win this battle? Lohit to Nitish. Oh, goes. That's way, way back. What a shot from Nitish to bring up a stunning half century. Right off the middle of the bat, that one. And a stunning hit to go to his first 50 of this tournament. Full ball in the slot, yes, but you still have to put it away. And that is a majestic looking shot over mid-wicket. Way, way back for 6. And he gets a 50 in the first game of this Collegiate Cup for his side. A much needed half century. They lost Rishi early on, but Nitish has played his part and has put the Bulldogs in a really good position here to get a good total on the board. 53 from just 29, 7 fours, 2 sixes. He's been all class in this knock. And we're probably going to see some of the power here in these last 2 overs as he looks to power them towards that 110 and maybe even beyond. Lohit, how does he answer this? Oh, that's straight. 6 more. What a shot. I guess there is no answer. 6-6 to begin the over. A stunning start from Nitish. Pulls the length back slightly, but it's still too full. And it's drilled flat over long on for 6. 2 in a row. Lohit under so much pressure. Oh, and he comes back brilliantly. Gets it in the block hole. A good Yorker there from Lohit. A dot ball, but Nitish knows a Yorker is the toughest delivery to execute. And he misses it on that occasion. And he goes way, way back for 6 more. Beg your pardon, just 4. But there again, Lohit missing the Yorker. And it's in the slot. And it's just drilled for 4 more. 1 bounce and straight for 4. Nitish knew Yorkers are his delivery to execute. That Lohit will probably miss it at some point, and he did there. And he's there to capitalize on it. What a knock has been from Nitish. Oh, that's another one. Way, way over the boundary for 6 more. Misses the Yorker again. It's in the slot again. And it's the same result again. Over the boundary for 6. His 3rd maximum of the over. What a stunning, stunning innings this has been from Nitish. Started off a bit slow. Relied on timing and class and precision. Finding the gaps towards the start of the innings when the side was under a bit of pressure. And now that is the last 2 to 3 overs. He's really unleashing his power game here. And he's powering his side to a really, really formidable total. 100 up for the Bulldogs as well. And they're looking way past 110 now. Loweth has been taken apart in this over. Looked to be a slower ball and just punched for a single. And Nitish, I think, just wanted to keep strike there for the start of the final over. And rightfully so. He's batting so well at the moment. And he will keep strike for the start of the final over. What an over for the Bulldogs. 23 off of that. It's 104 for 2 and 9. They're looking set for a really good total here. Especially with Nitish looking so good out there in the middle. 70 from just 34 balls. What a knock it's been from him. He's been glittered with such quality stroke play. And it's just been such a treat to watch. We've seen so much talent and so many good knocks across the regionals in the CCL and in the limited games we've seen here in the Collegiate Cup so far. But this has to be one of the best knocks we've seen. It's been a lot, but this has been so good. And there's another stunning shot to the left of long on for 4. And Nitish is just continuing. There's no stopping him at this point. Mustafa, always a tough task bowling the last over as a spinner. And he just gets it slightly too short. And Nitish rocks on the back foot and drills it to the left of long on for 4. How does Mustafa respond now? Can he fire it in? Oh, that's a full toss. That's a no ball. And it's way over the boundary for 6. Oh, this is a horrid, horrid start to the over for Mustafa. Beg your pardon. I think that just bounced inside the boundary for 4. But it's still a waist-high no ball and a free hit coming up for Nitish. Looked like the Michigan Wolverines were keeping the Bulldogs in check for the longest part of this innings. But it's just getting completely out of hand here towards this last couple of overs. And Nitish has just taken over this game completely. What a knock. 78 from just 36. And a free hit coming up as well. It's not even like he needs an invitation to take on the bowling, but he can't even get out this ball. Unbelievable turnaround this. And it's 9 runs off the first legal delivery and a free hit coming up. Oh, full toss again. Over long on, all the way for 6 more. This is really poor bowling, this. You can't be bowling full tosses to a guy who's set, batting on 78. That is just too easy for him. And all he needs to do is go through with the line of the ball and smack it for 6. And he moves to 84 now. Can we see the first century of the Collegiate Cup? Swept away. Has he got enough on that? Has he? He has it. 6 more. Moves to 90 with that shot. What a sensational batting display this is from Nitish. Full ball. Swept away. Into the gap and over the boundary for 6 more. This is stunning, stunning batting from Nitish here. And he has completely rattled the Michigan Wolverines. Oh, goes for it again. Has he got enough on this one? It's way over the boundary again for 6 more. Where do you bowl to this guy? full ball again in the slot. And he slapped it to the boundary. And another maximum. This is surreal batting from Nitish. He's one hit away. Oh, and a wide, re-bowl that. You're going to have to re-bowl that one here. What a knock this has been. Jeez. He's just completely taken over the last 2 overs. He was on 47 at the end of 8, and now he's looking at a potential century. What clean hitting. Short, smacked away. Oh, but it's straight to the fielder. They're going to look to come back for 2, but he slips. Oh no, he's going to be run out, is he? No, a poor throw, and he comes back for 2, much to the delight of all the Georgia supporters. And he's been cleaned up. And Nitish, after a sensational knock, has to depart. But he has given his side such a good score to defend here with some stunning batting and some stunning power hitting in the last 2 overs. And you have to think the Georgia Bulldogs have enough on the board. We're back for the chase. The University of Michigan need 136 from 10 overs. It's not going to be easy against a really solid Georgia bowling attack. And probably one of their best bowlers, Abiram, taking the new ball. First ball of the chase. Oh, slapped into the offside. There's a fielder, but it goes over his head. If there's any way you want to start a big chase, it's like that. Bit of width given. And he just slashed it over that backward point region. There was a fielder there, but it goes just over his head for 6. Abiram running in again. Oh, a bit of width again, and this time, no run. The batter slips. The batter just slipped like a couple of times there. Hopefully he's fine. I think he's good. Abiram was one of the best bowlers in the Southern Championship. Swung it both ways with the new ball. Primarily bowled the first and the third over for them. Picked up a lot of wickets with the new ball, and he'd be looking to do more of the same here. Mustafa batted well in the Midwest Championship as well. He's going to have to play a good knock here if they want to be able to get close to this total. Oh, that's a wayward delivery from Abiram. Just looking to shape it away from the right-hander, but just starting off at the wrong line. That's way wide. We saw stunning 100 from Nitish off just 41 balls in the first innings. 9 4s and 8 6s. It was a terrifically paced knock from him to take the Georgia Bulldogs to 135. Started off a bit slow and watchful. He played shots more on the ground throughout that innings. And just took it to the next gear in those last 2 to 3 overs, clearing the boundary on numerous occasions. Just a perfect example of how you'd want to pace an innings. And sliding down leg again is Abiram. But what looked like a total of 100 or maybe 105 has been propelled to 135 because of that stellar finish. Played pretty much all of the last 2 overs and just took the bowlers to the cleaners. And he's given the Georgia Bulldogs a lot of runs to work with. Steps out, smeared to that deep point fielder for a single. That brings the skipper of the Michigan Wolverines, Dhanush, on strike. He was good for them in the Midwest Championship as well. And he's one of their key batters who probably has to bat long for his side to have a chance. A good delivery, guided to the backward point, and they pinch a quick single. Dhanush off the mark with that. Oh, pulled away. But there is a fielder out there, deep square leg. It'll just be a single. Good field placement this from the captain. 11 runs off the first. It's a good start from Michigan, but they're going to need a lot more overs like this and more if they want to chase this down. It's 11 for no loss. Munchate, the new bowler, into the attack to share the new ball. Required rates close to 14s already. They're going to have to continue keep finding the boundary, are the Michigan batters. Danish on strike. Sliding down leg and another wide. It's been a bit too many wides here from the Georgia bowlers. They'd want to correct their line. Quick single. Munchate running in again. Lofted. And to the left of mid-off. Not quite well timed, but mid-off was up in the ring and they'll come back for a couple. We're building the future of college cricket here at the Collegiate Cricket League. If you'd like to support these broadcasts and help us bring more matches live, please consider contributing at www.collegiatecricket.com. That is www.collegiatecricket.com. Your smallest contributions will make such a big impact in college cricket in America. So please do support if you'd love to see college cricket in America grow more and contribute in the USA becoming a powerhouse in cricket. This is where it all starts, in college. And we've brought out so much talent here at the Collegiate Cricket League across various universities across the nation. And your support can help bring out so much more. Pulled away to the leg side, but there is a deep square leg for a single. The field placement's been magnificent, and the bowlers, barring those extra loose deliveries that have gone for wides, have bowled to their field, and the batters have also just picked out the fielders on the boundary. They need to try and utilize these field restrictions here. With only two fielders back outside, they need to try and go over the fielders in the ring. They've just been finding the fielders far too often at the moment. Well, that's wayward down the leg side, and this one goes through the keeper and races away to the boundary. This is some poor bowling from Munchate here. Just too many extras on offer. But they will take that. Will the Michigan Wolverines just sliding down leg. Keeper can't stop this one. It races away. 24 for no loss with the ball to go in the second. It's a good start for the University of Michigan. Exactly the kind of start they would have wanted. Oh, that's a much better response. Full in the block hole. Outside off stump. But still a good over for Michigan. 13 off of it. They're 24 for no loss in 2. Sliding down leg yet again and wide again. Interesting to see. There's been a lot of wides down the leg side in this innings already. Maybe the bowlers are not able to quite control the movement with the new ball here. This time wide on the offside. Just overcompensating. The control has been lacking for the Georgia bowlers at the moment. Arbor, he bowled terrifically in the Southern Championship. He's yet to quite find his line and length at the moment here. That's much better. Around that fourth stump line on a good length. That's where you'd want to aim for every delivery there, Arbor. Good comeback after a couple of wides. Skewed to the offside and they come back for two. Off the bat they haven't scored many runs, but the extras are keeping them close to that required rate at the moment. They definitely need to get more runs off the bat here though. Not going to get this many extras, I don't think, once the ball doesn't swing as much. Oh, swing and a miss. The keeper misses it altogether. That's 4. The batter signal, the umpire signals runs, so I think that was an edge as well. And a drop chance by the keeper. Yep, clear outside edge that. The keeper has just missed an opportunity here. It's a simple catch, but it's been put down. And a lucky break for the Michigan captain. But they'll take it. 32 now the score. Oh, that's up in the air. And taken by mid-off. So the drop chance doesn't cost him too much, and you can see how pumped the bowler is with that. Should have had him the previous ball, but he has him the very next delivery. Getting him high on the bat, I think. And a simple chance taken at mid-off, and you can see what it means to the bowler. You can see what it means. He's so pumped up. His first wicket of the Collegiate Cup. And is the skipper of Michigan who has to go for 9. Umich, 32 for 1. Dunner's gone for 9. New batter in. Never easy as a new batter coming in when the required rate's close to 14. But that is the situation of the game currently that the University of Michigan find themselves in. Thanks to that assault in the last 2 overs from Nitish to power Georgia to 135. Oh, this one sliced over the infield and to the boundary towards the vacant backward point region. It's wide outside off stump again, width given, a bit too much of it. And Mustafa just throws the bat at it, and it goes to the boundary. So at the end of the power play, the Michigan Wolverines are 37 for 1 in 3. They need 99 from the last 7 overs. We're in for a thrilling finish here, especially with Michigan having 9 wickets in hand to try and give a proper go at this run chase. It's not going to be easy, though, against the quality bowlers that the Georgia Bulldogs have. New bowler into the attack is Rishi. Oh, beautifully bowled. Good loop. Tossed it up. The leg break turning away from the right-hander. Rishi was the MVP of the Southern Championship. Performed with the bat and the ball for Georgia. Tossed up down the ground. There's a fielder there, though. And it's taken at long on. And right on cue, Rishi strikes here for the Bulldogs. His first wicket of the Collegiate Cup. Full ball tossed up. Looking to go over long on was the batter. But it just goes straight down his throat. And a good catch. And UMich lose their second for just 37 on the board. It's 37 for 2. Lohit, the new batter, in. And we have another MVP versus MVP contest. We saw it when Lohit was bowling to Rishi. Now we're seeing the reverse with Rishi bowling to Lohit. Guarding Lohit is crucial if Michigan wants to get anywhere near this total put up by University of Georgia. Oh, steps out. And toe ends it. Gets the bottom of the bat there. Could have easily been cleaned up by that delivery. It's a good over from Rishi, though. Yet to give up a run. Flicked away. They sneak through for a quick single. That gets Lohit off the mark. $38 for 2 and 3.5. Quiet over like this just drives that asking rate up astronomically. Driven into the gap, and it races to the boundary. Another good looking shot from Mustafa. He's looking good and is keeping the hopes of the University of Michigan alive. At the end of 4, it's 43 for 2. Another 93 needed from the last 6 overs. New bowler into the attack is the skipper, Pranav. The required rate is close to 16 now. The Georgia Bulldogs on top in this contest up till this point. A punch, but straight back to the bowler. Right, they need to get a move on here. Required rate above 16 now. Every dot ball and single just keeps adding pressure. Where can they find their boundaries? Just one run off this over, the first 3 balls. The last over just went for 5 as well, so 2 quiet overs in the making. They're going to have to release the pressure somewhere. Oh, and another dot. This is excellent bowling from Pranav. He's just firing it in that back of a length, not letting the batters get underneath the ball. There again, a good length delivery. It's not too full or too short. And he's bowling it at that uncomfortable length where the batter can't really do much about it. Lohit back on strike. He's played 4 deliveries. Needs to get a move on now here. Asking rate keeps on rising. Oh, steps out and a missed stumping there. They come back for 2, but that was certainly an opportunity to get rid of Lohit. The keepers just missed it altogether. And that's the end of the over. The end of 5. Michigan Wolverines 46 for 2. Needing another 90 in 30 balls. But they'd be glad that Lohit is out there. Especially after the reprieve of the missed stumping of that last delivery. Rishi to bowl out. Very economical first over. Just 5 off of that and the wicket. And these spinners have really worked in tandem beautifully to push this game really, really far back for the Michigan Wolverines and put them in a really tough spot here. Right, Lohit needs to get a move on. He's played 5 balls. And it's not happening off that one either. It's another dot. 2 from 6. Where's his boundary coming from? Is that it? That's up in the air. I don't think he's got enough, but he's been put down by the fielder at long off. And a second life for Lohit. He's been living dangerously, but somehow he's surviving. His second life should have been taken. I think might have slightly misjudged the fielder, but he got into a position where he should have taken the catch, but he's put it down. Tossed up, steps down the track, but just ekes it out towards the covers for another single. Tossed up, goes down the ground, over long off, and all the way for 6. Times this one much better. And this time long off had no chance. It was wide of him and cleared the boundary. Tossed up again. And this time Lohit finds the gap and puts it over the boundary. Driven straight to the fielder. Good comeback from Rishi after the maximum. Firing it in a bit quicker. Just 9 off that over though, and in the context of the game, it's still a really good one for the bowling side. The end of 6, UMich are 55 for 2. They need 81 from the last 4 overs. It's going to be nothing short of a miracle if they get there. .81 from 4 overs. Driven into the gap, and it goes to the boundary. They're going to need a lot more of that, are the University of Michigan batters. 77 from 23. They need over 20 and over now. And they're going to have to find the boundary on a lot more occasions. Pranav continuing. Short, pulled away. Has that found the gap? No, it's straight to the fielder at long on. And another one falls for the University of Michigan. And that's Mustafa, who goes for well-made 27. But unfortunately, the total just seems so high. He just had to keep going. And that results in the loss of his wicket. Pranav taking his first. And the University of Michigan side now 59 for 3. It's looking really tough for them at the moment now. New batter in is Suchir. Asking rate is 21 and over already. Right from the get-go, never easy for the new batter. Oh, beautiful delivery that. Going on with the arm. And just misses everything. Might have been a slight inside edge on it as it goes through for a single. Sliding on with the arm and inside edge. They come through for two. Oh, slapped over extra cover. Not quite in the gap as long off comes round to it and keeps it to one. Excellent fielding. Swept away. Has that gone all the way? The fielder's underneath it. Oh, he's taken it, but I think he's over the boundary line. And that's a 6. Takes the catch, but steps over the boundary. And it goes all the way. A much needed maximum from Suchir. They're going to need a lot more. 67 to win in 18 balls. We need to see a lot more maximums like those if they want to have any chance in this game. It's been a good effort from the University of Michigan batter so far, but just looks like the total they're chasing is a bridge too far to cross. We saw in the first game ASU comfortably defending 132. Barring something very special in these last 3 overs, looks like another side batting first is going to be winning after putting a really good total on the board. And it was Nitish who scored a stunning century to propel Georgia to that 135, which looked more like 100 or 105 at one point, which I don't know if it would have been enough with the way the Michigan batters are batting. But they have a lot of runs in the bank now thanks to that magnificent knock. They're looking in prime position to win this. Akhilesh, the new bowler. Lohit looking to smack it down the ground, but it's an edge to find like for a single. Oh, drags it short, cut away, but I think he's missed out on that there. They'll come back for 2. That was dragged down short. They come back for a couple. Short again, this time straight to the fielder. They're looking to go through for a quick single. They come through. Lohit back on strike. "63 runs in 15 balls now. Flighted, steps down the track, just smears it to deep mid-wicket. It'll just be a single on that occasion. Oh, slaps it straight to long on though. And Akhilesh strikes. And Suchir has to walk back for 8. Beg your pardon, 10. And the University of Michigan, 74 for 4. And it's interesting here. Akhilesh bowling right arm off spin for the left-hander and left arm orthodox for the right-hander. So an ambidextrous bowler here at the Collegiate Cricket League. Very interesting to see. Don't see too many of those around. It's really, truly a great skill. There's the right arm off spin. And flicked into the leg side for a single. A successful over for Akhilesh. 6 off it and the wicket. And Michigan 75 for 4 and 8. $75 for 4 and 8. 61 to win in 2 overs. It's just been a thorough performance from the Georgia Bulldogs. They were the best team in the South, and they're showing exactly why. They are a really strong team. Put up a really good total on the board. And they're defending it in style at the moment. Down to fine leg for a single. And Lohit back on strike now. Slapped into the offside. There's a fielder out there. And it lands just short of him. And they come through for a single. Driven down the ground. And it'll just be 1. It's just been a very complete performance from the Georgia Bulldogs. University of Michigan, though, they would have thought they had this game under some sort of control up until the 8-over mark of the Georgia batting. That one sliced over the infield, and it goes to the boundary. So a late flurry here for Lohit. It's looking like it's too little too late, but any net run rate help will help towards the back end of the tournament when net run rate comes into the picture. So they'll just be looking to try and get as many as they can in these last 2 overs. The last 2 overs of the Georgia batting was what really changed this game, though, with Nitish going berserk. Oh, this one's gone straight up in the air. That's gone nowhere, though. And it's been taken by the fielder in the circle. And that's the end of Lohit for 19. This couldn't quite get going today. And Mancheth picks up his first wicket. And it's one he'd like. Lohit, who played really well for the Michigan side in the Midwest Championship, couldn't quite hit his straps today, and he's gone for 19. The University of Michigan have lost half their side for just 82. They'd just be looking to manage the net run rate and try and narrow the margin of defeat as much as possible. Last ball of the 9th over. Anirudh, the new batter, in. A good delivery, full and straight. It's punched down the ground. He gets off the mark with that one. But a successful over for Manchit. He picked up the wicket of Lohit there. The end of 9, the University of Michigan, 83 for 5. He had ASU beat George Washington University in the first game of the season by convincing 49 runs here at the Broward County Stadium. Then we had the University of Florida down Rutgers University as well at Ground 2 in Broward. University of Florida, the defending champions of the Collegiate Cricket League, the Collegiate Cup, winning their first game against Rutgers. And on the other ground, we have Georgia Tech playing the Pitt Panthers. The University of Pittsburgh are absolutely cruising towards a target of 99 at the moment, with the MVP of the Atlantic Championship, Omkar Zob, just doing what he does best again. 50 from just 25 balls against Georgia Tech, picking up 2 wickets as well. He's just continuing from where he left off in the Atlantic Championship. One of the best individual performances we've seen throughout the Collegiate Cricket League. And he's powering Pittsburgh on again. And here, the University of Georgia side are showing why they're such a competitive side, flexing their muscles against the University of Michigan team from the Midwest. And here we are, the last over of the game. And you have Akhilesh bowling his last over. Bowls both left and right-handed. As I mentioned earlier, such a unique skill to have. And it's crazy to have someone like this on your team who can bowl right arm off spin to the left-handers, left arm to the right-handers, just constantly turning the ball away from the batter. So you get basically like a 2-in-1 bowler, which is very interesting. And slows that one up. The control he has bowling with both hands is something phenomenal. And it's just great to watch players like this emerge on such a platform. And the Collegiate Cricket League is providing a platform like that to see such unique players develop and showcase their skills on such a grand stage. Last ball of the game. A short ball, slapped down the ground. And they'll come back for 2. But that is that, and a magnificent victory for the University of Georgia at Athens. They've completely outplayed the University of Michigan side, and they beat them by a convincing 45 runs. Nitish Sudhini, the man of the moment, with a stunning 100 in that first innings to propel Georgia to 135. And in the end, it was just too many runs to score for the Michigan Wolverines. The Georgia Bulldogs with their first victory, and they are looking really strong, and they've just flexed their muscles at this point with this victory. If you're enjoying today's coverage, consider supporting the Collegiate Cricket League. Your donations help cover streaming, production, facilities, and student media opportunities that make this coverage possible. We are so grateful to our sponsors and would really appreciate your support to help us grow. And check out www.collegiatecricket.com. That is www.collegiatecricket.com to try and help and support this venture. Even your smallest contributions can help us grow college cricket in America in the biggest way, and we'd love your contributions. We'll be back with the next game very shortly. Stay tuned.